I'm speaking to you today from Concentration 63, Julian Charrière towards No Earthly Pole, here at the Dallas Museum of Art, which serves as the artist's first U.S. museum solo exhibition. Putting together the show, we focused on 5 series of work that are thematically related, but also I think give a good overview of some of the really pressing issues that Julian's work focuses on. The exhibition was a really amazing connection to the Dallas Museum of Art because it's referencing an expedition by Sir Franklin that is also referenced in one of our foundational paintings of our collection, The Icebergs, by the American Romantic artist Frederick Edwin Church. Towards No Earthly Pole is the epitaph that Lord Tennyson wrote for that failed expedition. And so I became really interested from a historic perspective of how Julian was grappling with ideas that were present in the 19th century through the Romantic period, but really updating them for the accelerated conditions that we find ourselves under now.
Towards No Earthly Pole, 3 years long film project in 5 different places, from Greenland to Antarctica over the Swiss Alps. All these different moments that I kind of record through this technology, I mapped them and brought them in a digital space as a kind of layering. So it's like the ice sheet is memory, like layering information. Here the film is also a layer, but instead of being vertical, it's an horizontal layer. And you project it within a space which kind of look otherworldly, but at the same time very familiar. So it's kind of like this moment which is ambivalent. It's not CGI, it's the real world, but it's rendered in a way which never existed before. So it's this digital diorama. Here, what I try to do is actually to work with this idea of the cliché and to take a landscape we think we know and to render it in a new light. Ice as a material, but also as an agency, is kind of central to this show. And here we really have an exhibition which feels like a glacier retrieving. Every iceberg is actually also a place which gives birth to a new ecosystem. For me, ice became so important as I kind of understood that the glacier could be seen as an oracle. For 100 years, we've been trying to drill core down into the ice, sheet after sheet, in order to understand time and to kind of project ourselves in the past. And while doing that, you stand on the ice, which is this kind of perfect mirror space as a magnifying glass towards the present. And while understanding the past and looking at the present, you can foresee the future. So I really love the idea of like seeing the glacier, seeing the iceberg as a type of oracle from which we can learn a lot. The Blue for Philanthropic Stories, which is a work from 2013, where for the first time I actually engage with the Arctic region actively. And for this work, I actually learned to ice climb and climb onto an iceberg and try to melt it down for 7 hours with a propane tank in my back. And I was just performing on the ice, trying to melt the landscape under my feet. And for me, it's a very important piece because it's the first time that I try to reconcile the kind of separation that we inherit from the Romantic era, where you always have man as kind of like an external instance and the landscape or the natural world in the other side. And you have the figure centered, central over the ice, actively burning it. Tropism, they actually cryogenized tropical plants, quite familiar plants, the plant that we have around us in the global north, in almost every waiting room, at the doctor, sometime at home. And I've been quite fascinated that those plants, which belong to another culture, which are kind of the remnant of a former colonial era, those plants actually survived the last great extinction 66 million years ago. The idea freezing them was to represent this longevity and this other botanical time scale, a scale which dwarfs humankind. I wanted to take something which is alive and bring it to a state of floating somewhere. It's not alive, it's not dead, it's just is just out of time. The fountain, it's a piece which is a little more oppressing and ominous somehow. And for me, it's also ground the show because the title reflects like some processes which are happening secretly under our feet